Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of V-Time, episode 97. We got a pretty decent episode for you tonight. I mean, there's not many news to talk about. There's some interesting leaks. The girls Brandt Gate finally arrived. Yippee-ki-yay.
A new type of order. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. New rules around the order. That's all. There really not much news. Is what is there?
I mean, yeah, but the leaks themselves, there's a lot to talk about.
We'll see here in a bit. But before that, if you're interested in buying any cars from TCG Player, please use our affiliate link down below.
Your purchases through this link help support the channel so we can bring great videos like this straight to you guys.
And with that scripted part of the way, let's go straight into the league. Starting us off with Sunday, and we finally got to see the order for Dragon Empire. You want to say something?
I'm happy. I'm a little disappointed at the same time.
Why?
All right. I'll talk about the card. I'll read the card and then we'll talk about it.
All right, so Sunburst Evolution. Jesus Christ, it looks anime.
The very anime.
And as you can see from the order, order art, orders are going to be blue now with, the nation right under the text. Now, Butter Soul was kind of misleading because it was completely blue. We might have thought that all the cards are going to be, nation color, but it kind of makes sense to keep them one color because when you get the Keter, if it's a yellow card, you're going to mistake it for a trigger.
Exactly.
So, the effect. You may cost +1 to play this card. Choose one of your units against 5k until the end of turn. Choose a Viriana from your drop zone and return it to your hand. So, not too bad of an ability. Like, it gets your main piece Viriana back into your hand if for some reason it got killed, which probably people will swing at it because it's fucking annoying. And it gives something 5k, which extra 5k is never too bad because every grade 1 or greater unit that's not a grade 3 has only 5k shield. That's an extra card out of their hand.
I will say one thing. The way this card's worded is weird. I don't know if it's the way the translation for this word, where it says you may cost Counterblast 1 to play this card.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, what's the Counterblast for?
To play the card.
I know, it's just the way they worded it is what I'm saying.
Just don't read into it. What was your crap about it?
Oh, I mean, it gets you Viriana back, which is great. Power +5? I feel like at least get Power +10 or something else.
No. We already said Power +5 is good for the simple fact
Fair.
of the shield value. Jesus Christ, no.
I was really hoping
You already hit 30 with Nirvana and Viriana, not more.
No, but the real thing I'm upset about this is we still don't have multi-attack, and I was really hoping that we have a form of multi-attack to overdress.
Why are you trying to make it broken?
I'm not trying to make it broken.
You're trying to make it broken. You're hitting 30 to 40 numbers on your swings already.
Like, I'm spoiled from V-Series. That's it.
Let Dragon Empire be shit for once. Anyway, moving on.
All right, so Knight of Friendship, Cyrus?
Yes, Cyrus.
Grade 1, Act, Rearguard, cost Soul Blast 2, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a unit card, call it to Rearguard. If it isn't, put it to your hand. It's pretty much the ride chain on a stick.
I mean, it's a good card. The only problem right now is with the cards we know currently out. There's no soul charge, so you're really struggling. Do I want to use this effect? Do I want to use a grade 2's effect that when it swings from back row and gains power? Do I want to use the grade 2's effect when I ride on? Like, soul management is a problem for this deck already because there's no soul charge. And if you're playing against the Brandt Gate, wink wink, it's even more of a problem. So it's like, it's a hefty cost. So hopefully, Stoikea is going to get some soul charges down the road.
Yep. Moving on.
You couldn't have said that?
You said everything I was going to say.
All right. Let's go to the knit and grit. Let's go to the nice, spicy bonk.
You finally got to see the last start deck's mechanic.
I'm going to be a little bit selfish. This is mine. No touchy.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'll put my input later.
So there's a new order, there's a new mechanic, and there's a lot of good. So we're going to start off with the grade 1 to kind of ease into it. So the grade 1 is Aurora Battle Princess, Cyanide Blue. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard, search your deck for up to 1 prison card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. And then auto, when this unit is placed on Rearguard, if 1 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, cost +1, Soul +1, and draw a card. So, you might be asking, or you already might know, honestly, what a prison is. How do I imprison? Where does it go? What does it do? What is this?
I do have one thing to say. I swear to God, it sounded like you said cyanide when you said that. In case you did, it's kyanite.
Kyanite, cyanide, same difference.
Continuing on.
Anyway, the prison card, and more specifically, the set order prison, is Galaxy Central Prison Galactolus. Whatever. It was apparently Galactraz before, but I guess America didn't like Galactraz because it sounds like the other one, and it's like,
Everybody loves Alcatraz.
Anyway, this is a new order, and it's called a set order because when you play it, it stays in your order zone for the rest of the game. And why does it need to stay in the order zone? Well, let's see first what it does. So, cost, rest one of your units to play this card. Auto, when this card is put into your order zone, soul charge 3, and then continuous inside the order zone when your opponent can normal call a rearguard. So during the phase where they can normal call rearguards, they can perform the following. Soul Blast 1, if they do, they choose one of their imprisoned cards and call them to rearguard. Or Counter Blast 1, if they do, they choose 2 of their imprisoned cards and call them to rearguard. So you see a little bit where this is going. So let's go get to the grade 2 now. Slow and steady.
Slow and steady.
Connect the dots.
We're going to have a lot to talk about after this is done with.
Oh, fuck yeah. Aurora Belle Princess Rosetta Pink. Did I say that right?
Rosetta Pink.
Rosetta Pink. All right, Rosetta. Same difference. Anyway, auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and imprisons it in your prison. And then continuous rearguard, if one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets 2k. 2k is kind of but
It is on both turns.
yes. And last but not least, actually, before we go to last but not least, let's get the picture of and connect some of the dots. So you ride the grade 2, you already got the order in your order zone, you soul charge 3 and all that, you got your nice prison set up. So you ride the grade 2, your opponent chooses a card from their hand, gives it to you, and you put it into the order zone. We have a very nice graphic here that the Bush Road provided us with. And basically, that card now is under the order and stays there until your opponent's main phase when they can normal call and they can choose to pay cost to get it out of prison. So it's a form of bind with tax, with bail.
I like this. This is what lock should have been.
No. Lock is lock. Leave lock alone. Lock is cancerous, but lock is lock.
This should have been lock.
No. Anyway, so yeah. Now, many of you have been thinking like lock from imprison from hand. That's kind of OP. Granted, you do get it back. You just think of it this way: you don't have it for that turn for guarding, but technically you have it there. So when you can call it from there back to the field.
I would look at it this way: if you use a card from hand, right, you can give a grade 3. So your opponent goes first. You pull a card from your hand while you're at grade 1.
Well, they're at grade 1.
Yes. So when it comes back to your grade 2, you can just say, "Cool, I'm going to Soul Blast and call this grade 3, act like a superior calling."
And we'll get to that. We'll get to the technicalities. Let's go through Aurora Belle Princess Seraph Snow. Did I say that right?
Yes.
There we go. Anyway, continuous Vanguard during your turn. If one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets 10k. And if 3 or more cards are imprisoned, this unit gets drive +1. So we see our first multi-drive unit inside of standard overdress. And then the other ability is act Vanguard or Rearguard. Once per turn, cost counter +1. Choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards and imprison them in your prison. So there's more imprisonment. Yay!
I joked about why did they make this a Vanguard Rearguard, but it really didn't need to be a Vanguard Rearguard. There's now that from the cards we see, there's not a real lot of ways to lock a bunch of cards or prison a bunch of cards.
No.
So having a rearguard skill helps a lot because the thing about this mechanic is your opponent does have a dictate on how much you can and can't do. So
and at the same time, even if you do imprison them, like you're not really doing, like yes, you're imprisoning and you're convincing your opponent by having to waste resources to get them back. But as like right now, a lot of decks don't care much because there's not much stuff that takes resources. So Kea suffers, yes, because not only does it need its Counter Blast for Magnolia, it also needs its Soul for other effects. So it doesn't have many options if you do it too many times. Plus it builds a fucking board, so you take the whole board. It's like fuck. But the other nations right now, they don't much care. Keter doesn't use much of this soul or counterblast.
Excuse me, good sir. Dragon Empire really does care about this.
Hold up, I didn't get there yet. You didn't see me going there. Keter doesn't care because it doesn't use much of a counterblast soul blast. And if you saw our gameplay, you basically saw the man go, all right, took my board. Let me pay the resources I'm not using to call it back and not waste my hand one bit.
Yep.
So yeah, it inconveniences them, but at the same time, you're not using your hand. It's coming back. It is resources, but it's coming back because you're not using those resources for nothing else.
Exactly.
And then you got Dark States that really don't care because you got not too many counterblast skills.
All the soul in the world.
All the soul in the world, so you really don't care. And then you get the Dragon Empire, and they just cry. They can cry in the corner.
And why is that? Because you're Viriana, an overdressed state.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Fine.
Perfect segue. Q&As for prison. Let's start with the first one. Can I place multiple set orders in the order zone? And yes, you can. Even with a set order in the order zone, you can still play a set order. So if you really want to play another prison from your hand, to soul charge 3, you technically can, but it won't count towards nothing else.
So, to that question I was talking about earlier, if a Viriana in overdressed state is imprisoned, does it move to prison together with the original overdress? Yes, it moves together with the overdress. When it moves to the order zone, the overdress state will be removed, and the Trickstar and Viriana will be imprisoned in separate copies.
Hey, 2 for 1. Ain't that great a deal?
And the worst part about this is, if you think about it, overdress happens from hand, so if you try to get these back out of prison, they will come back separate too.
Yep. And then we move on. Yeah. If I call from prison, can I call regardless of the current grade of the Vanguard? Yes, you can. Calling from prison is treated as a superior call, therefore you can call grades of your Vanguard's grade. And because you're calling...
you can get grades higher, like grade 3s. For instance, we did.
I was more implying to the next question, but yes, you can get grade 3s.
Yes, but next question. After calling from prison, can I use the abilities of the called unit when placed? Yes, you can. The abilities will use as cards they were triggered when they were placed.
So again, like, yes, imprisoning does inconvenience your opponent, but at the same time, like, okay, I have this grade on place. If he imprisons it, I can pay the cost, coming back, pay another cost when placed, and get benefits again. Not waste my hand at all. And the last 2 questions. If there is only one Galaxy Central Prison Galactus in the order zone, can I place only one card from my opponent? No. You can imprison multiple cards under one of the orders. You don't have to have multiples, and for every order, you can only imprison one. Now, I will say before you read the next question, if they did... that they had to change Seraph's ability and change a little bit how the orders work. But if they did for every order, you can imprison that many cards, and your opponent cannot get them back. Now that's a different story. But I feel like like imprison 4 cards max, that really doesn't hit your opponent too hard. This is like a back and forth, like a tug of war. Now the last question.
When calling from prison, can I perform Soul Blast twice? Sequentially, can I counterblast twice? Yes, you can. Or subsequently, yes. Yes, you can. You can use the call multiple times from the prison as long as you're able to pay the cost.
Yep. So basically, you can Soul Blast 2 to call 2 instead of counterblasting 1, or you can counterblast 2 to call 4, or you can counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 to call 3. You can do any combination of them. It's basically like pay the tax, do the thing.
Pay that waifu tax.
Pay that waifu tax. Go to waifu jail.
Or as Lon would say, horny jail.
I mean, horny jail, waifu jail, same difference. There's so many good jokes now. Anyway, moving on. Ah, yes. You can go over this one.
Oh, so...
I will introduce it, though.
Okay.
Or do you want to introduce it?
I'll introduce it.
Go for it.
So, after obviously this isn't in our video because, they like to reveal things late night.
And we don't know our core late night.
And they like to screw us over with this. But we got a grade 3 for the deck. And here is your, I guess, D-Police?
Yes, sir. It fucking looks like a cop robot. It is the police.
So we got Alert Guard Gunner, grade 3. Auto rear guard when this unit attack hits a Vanguard. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's rear guards and imprison them into your prison.
Yay.
So on hit pressures.
All right, so because you're not going to say it. I was waiting to see if you're going to answer it. So this card is amazing. Or it's not really amazing, but it's a good card for the set right now because like you can imprison by riding grade 2 and then imprison with the grade 3 Vanguard. But if you don't see another grade 3 Seraph Snow, you can't imprison more that turn. And if they pay the cost and call that one from your grade 2 turn out of prison, you're not getting 3, so you're not getting triple drive, so it's getting really hard. And if you do call 2 snare of snow and manage to imprison 4, you're wasting 2 CB. Like it's getting hard to get that condition. This card says, you know what? Let me make it easier. Yes, it's an on-hit, but it puts pressure on your opponent because now it's like, all right, do you want to take a damage or do you want to give me resources or me take you away resources? And it becomes a tug and pull kind of play. Because there was another problem about Brandt Gate during our video is there's no power anywhere. There's fucking Christ, there's no power anywhere other than Vanguard. Even the Vanguard hits triple drive. You hit no triggers, your rigger would suffer from 1 defensive and that's it. So this putting on hit pressure early before you swing with Vanguard is a really good card.
And like you said earlier, it also makes you not stay away from having to call your snow to rear guard because now you can use it to persona right to give you that power that you were lacking before and not having to force you to call it to rear guard.
Exactly. So it is an on-hit. It is situational and your opponent can kind of dictate it, but it puts the right kind of pressure right now. And there's definitely going to be at least one more card inside. I am hoping that imprisons so it can make it a little bit easier because it's still hard.
And I'm really, really dreading what the Moon Booster is going to do for this deck.
I know, right? So there's a little bit of a call out. I love you, English Bushy. You're doing a really good job. I love your Twitter game. But Jesus Christ, communicate with the Japanese Bushy. Jesus heaven Christ. So English Bushy's been doing this kind of promotional every week where they leak one card from their start decks and it's in English immediately already. And you know that's really good because it's up to date with the cards of the day from Japan. It's very interesting and all great. And we finally got to the 3rd week of them doing this with Keter and it was like, all right, we're getting a Keter card. Great. So they leaked it Wednesday at 8. It was like, cool. We get this nice doggo. Where's the name?
Scroll down. Got there in front of you.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh, you ain't wrong. Platinum Wolf. Its ability is act rear guard, soul blast 2, and this unit gets power 5 until the end turn. It's a simple, straightforward effect. It's not once per turn, so if you have enough soul, you can just keep bumping it up. If you're playing against Brandt Gate, you're probably not using this, but if you're playing against anything other than Brandt Gate, you probably are using this because 5k extra is always nice.
Or 10k.
Or 10k, yeah. And then 30 minutes later, card of the day was the same damn card. Communicate. Come on. I love what you're doing. But if you're going to leak something that's coming in 30 minutes, you're wasting an opportunity because we could have seen more.
Exactly.
And last but not least, Alex, take it away. The first card that fixes all the problems we've been complaining about.
Well, we don't have a name for this. So continuous rear guard circle. If your opponent has 1 or more imprisoned cards, this unit gets power +2 or shield power +1. Or both, basically.
Yes. At the same time.
Yes.
So we finally get a card inside our overdress. The gain shield. And it's a great one.
Granted, it's conditional shield, but
I don't care. It's still shield. Jesus Christ, a 10k grade 1 can come in handy so many times. It's instead of 2 cards from hand, it's 1.
Also makes your opponent forced to use resources because if you know you have this, they know you have this in hand. You're like, do I want them to have a 10k shield or a 5k shield?
Exactly. And on top of that, it's a 10k booster and it hits those magic numbers now. Because if I have the grade 3 that has an on hit and I have this behind it, now I'm not afraid of a defensive trigger.
You're wrong.
Like it's an overall simple but extremely good card right now. There's probably going to be better cards down the road, but for right now, I'm loving this. And it looks like a fucking R2-D2 on wheels.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Yeah, that's been most of the leaks. Like it's going to go very slow until we head next Tuesday.
Oh boy.
Next Tuesday, they have confirmed we are finally getting leaks, official leaks. Like technically we got the overtrigger already, but we're getting official leaks from the booster set 1. And it's going to start off with Mutant Rain Necromancer Zoga. It's this dude, it's this archetype right here. Something around this. People are speculating is that one specific guy right there.
I will say this, though. I love how they mixed the names for both Mega Colony and Grand Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a mutant like Mega Colony and Necromancer for Grand Blue. It's like, well, they're all in the one nation. They're all mixing together somehow.
You ain't wrong. And next Tuesday, they are apparently also going to be revealing a Sentinel card. Now, why did they announce this? Because we already have Sentinels. We already saw the Sentinel Grade 1 inside the start deck.
Well, there was rumors that we might be getting, draw Peaches back.
I would love that. But what if they do something new?
We don't know.
Granted, it could be also crit Sentinels again. It can be completely... it's up in the air in speculation. It literally could be anything. Jesus Christ, it could even be Grade 3 Sentinels.
All I would say is... Grade 3 Sentinels. Is I hope that... I hope it's a trigger Sentinel for the simple fact that it helps open up deck building.
A lot of people are complaining that they don't want a draw trigger Sentinel because it forces them to run draws. And to those people, I'm like just looking at you. I'm going, okay, I get it. You want to run 16 crit, but at the same time, I'm like, draws are good in certain decks. Having resources in hand is good because your hand is important.
But deck building, why would you not want more space for better cards?
I mean, you're not wrong. They could always just introduce that every single fucking clan gets a Sentinel of every single trigger. That'll fix every deck building problem.
You're not wrong. And he's like, hey, choose your trigger.
I would exclude heals just in case.
Yeah.
But a front trigger, draw trigger, or crit trigger that can be a Sentinel. Where's the harm in that?
Oh, I could see that. I could see them possibly making heals. It also makes sense for the drop in the shield.
Yeah, wrong. Well, we'll see. That we're still speculating. Like I said, for all we know, it could be Grade 3s with Sentinels.
You never know.
Probably not, but it could be.
Stay tuned for Tuesday.
Anyway, moving on to the news segment. But before we get there, if you're interested in any of the cards we just mentioned, go check out Triple Sleeve TCG.
They got great deals on cases, clan splits, and even singles. So go check out their website.
Pretty much. A link will be in the description. Really not much news to talk about. There's a couple important facts that we do want to mention. And that is one, the set order. That was a very big fact. Mm-hmm. Like them introducing finally field type spells, which is honestly amazing, and it brings a lot of deck building. Mm-hmm. The closest we've seen that currently in Vanguard was with Bang Dream and their musics, but they only stay for one turn. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are already speculating that the Keter Sanctuary Grade 3 order is going to be a set order for the simple fact that they need something. They really need something to be there to help their Grade 3 game.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you just...
Shield-wise.
Otherwise, you might as well be playing Brave.
See, we talked about this in the shop a little while ago. The way we got Keter Sanctuary built now is without the order maxing out every other ratio. Mm-hmm. If the order comes in, we need to take out 4 cards to properly do the ratios. Mm-hmm. And we're not taking out triggers. So we're taking out our units, and we're not taking out Grade 3s because they're maxed out. So we're taking out Grade 1s or 2s, which means the second we put the Grade 3 order inside the deck the way it is now, we are literally taking out 20k shield out of the deck. Mm-hmm. Out of the already shield it didn't have.
Yep.
So the order, honestly, probably, I'm hoping, will somehow give shield value to Grade 3 as a die-liner type effect. Now, it can be understandable. You can only activate it when you're at Grade 3, because in the early game, it'd be kind of nuts because you got to reveal 2 Grade 3s in there, 3 Grade 3s for the effects. Mm-hmm. So if they already have shield values, you got an insane guard early. Mm-hmm. So by the time you get to Grade 3 and them activating being shields, I can see that. I can understand that.
Yeah, it makes sense. But it means look, we'll know later down the road.
Use your podcasting skills.
No, I am interested though because of the fact that it is a set order. And not just specific to prisons, means that it opens up possibilities for other nations to possibly get set orders, like Keter. But who's to say that every nation might have their own in a different build?
See that's a point. I'm glad you brought it up. The set order for Brandt Gate is literally called a set order prison, mm-hmm. and the cards literally state search for a prison card. There's 2 facts here. One, the fact there's going to be possibly multiple different types of prison cards. Mm-hmm. So variety. And the other, the fact that it's going to be multiple different set orders, not just prisons.
Yep.
The possibilities are endless.
It's going to be fun to see what they come up with.
Anyway, you grab that one part.
All right.
Because that's the fun part.
So, with all this coming out, a director?
Yes, the new guy, the guy that's been saving Vanguard, Keter Mori.
Yeah, came out and made a Twitter post and said, our concepts for the start decks go beyond simply an entry product. What we envision is for most through what we hope for all of the main units of the start decks to continue being main styles of the decks for times to come.
See, I want to open this then. Out of the 5 start decks we got...
Or mainstay, sorry.
Yeah. Out of the 5-star decks we got, which ones do you think are going to be staying? My prediction is Bruce, for the simple fact of what he does and how Fountain Rush works. I can kind of see Bastion staying. Same with Magnolia. It's like up in the air. And definitely Seraph Snow.
Nirvana for sure is the main characters.
That's my rebuttal. I think Nirvana might not be staying as the main support. It is an amazing card, don't get me wrong. But unless the cover card, the upgraded grade 3, most likely grade 3 version of Variana that's on the art, is a overdress that goes to rearguard support type of card, and not a Vanguard, then Nirvana stays. But if it's a main Vanguard unit, then I think Nirvana is getting replaced.
I think it will be an overdress for the simple fact that it's going to be weird to have the deck when they said lore-wise that this is the era of Nirvana.
Yes.
So it'd be weird just to see it get pushed out very quickly.
Oh, completely agree. Like, I'm on that boat as well. I'm just saying the fact that it is technically like an avatar unit. And if it does go to Vanguard, it's going to push Nirvana out. But the fact that it looks like Viriana and Trickstar, and Viriana is riding on Trickstar as an overdress and all that, I can see it being an overdress grade 3 or something on the rear guard.
I mean, the grade 2, right? Yes, the grade 2 from the ride deck searches any overdress.
No, it's just Viriana specifically.
Does it? Oh, never mind. It does search for Viriana.
It searches Viriana specifically. It's the Blaster Blade ruling.
Oh, sorry. The main grade 3 powers up any overdress.
Correct.
I knew one of them worked with just straight overdress.
Yeah, the main grade 3, any overdress. The main grade 3, any 0. So it could be multiple different trick stars later down the road or stuff like that. Like, there's options open, but it's like they gotta be careful. But yeah, Brandt Gate. Like, Stoicheia and Keter is the ones I can see being easily replaced just because they don't have any type of keywords and their effects are literally one text. Okay, technically Keter's got 2 texts, the whole 2K to grade 3s, but it's still technically one Azure Kaiser ability.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so many grade 3s you can make too.
We'll see. Like, this is all speculation, as like always, but it's fun. What else? Yeah, I mean, sure, because they revealed it. You know, your waifu, nicely dressed here, is being aired on April 2nd at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, PDD, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Let's see what else we got. I think that's about it. Like, we did get nice sleeve reveals, so let's just put them up on top.
I do like how like they did with the borders of the sleeves.
It's nice. I mean, I'm a Vanguard logo sleeve, so those box topper sleeves, I'm going to have the hardest time collecting those.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to try to collect them. Moving on.
Also, where is our Team Blackout sleeves? I saw them in the anime. Come on, give it to us.
Moving on. They confirmed the date for Festival Collection 2021 for English, and it's going to be June 25th. Yay. And then last but not least, those deck boxes.
Deck boxes.
Very nice deck. I want to say nice deck boxes, but they're still plastic. Like, I never liked these plastic deck boxes. Like, they look nice, don't get me wrong, but it's still plastic.
I mean, interesting thing to me is like I noticed they made them slimmer.
Did they?
It look a little slimmer.
Fair. I mean, you don't have a Imaginary Gift Zone.
Exactly.
You're running 50 cards in deck, and 4 of them are your ride deck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see it
It
happening.
makes sense.
Yeah, but for the most part, that's about it. You got anything else to cover, really?
Oh, really? It's pretty short.
I mean, you started a podcast. Let's cover that.
Oh, yeah. And also, if you're interested in checking that out, more episodes to come.
Go give this man support. He needs it.
I will say, though, for anybody that is interested in the podcast, there is going to be coming up a slight change to it. A simple fact that as of right now, I dropped episode 1, and there's going to be segments of the episodes throughout the podcast, throughout the channel. After this week, that's probably going to change. There's going to be a Twitch live stream of episodes 1, full episodes happening. And then on YouTube, it'll just be highlights of whatever happens in the podcast. So if you actually want to watch the entire full podcast, check it out on Twitch whenever we decide to have that come up. But if you still just want to listen in on the segments and what we want to talk about, those will still be actual segments on YouTube.
And if I'm not wrong, you're also going to try to do Spotify and Apple Music and all that?
Yes, I'm going to branch out. We're going to have Apple Podcasts. We're going to have Spotify. We're going to have SoundCloud. So we're going to have multiple avenues for those who want to listen to it through that.
Yeah, there you go. Throw this man a bone. Anyway, I think that wraps it there, unless you're going to add anything else.
I'm good.
There we go. A nice, simple episode 97. Yeah, we just talked a little bit, ranted. Not too many leaks, not too many news.
Mm-hmm.
We're reaching that hundo.
3 weeks.
You ain't wrong. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked the episode, please leave a like, share with your friends. Comment down below what you think the nice new Grand Blue Necromancer mutant thing is going to do and how we're going to start seeing Booster Set 1. Other than that, if you like what we do here, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell to get notified. Otherwise, follow us on Facebook and join our Discord. But for that, I've been Philip.
And this is Alex.
And time to peek the mic. We'll see you in the next one. Woo! Oh, there we go.
Yep.
And this time we actually use the damn thing, so we're not going to lose the recording.
He's never going to let it go.
Not one bit.